Fellow Ambazonians, good afternoon. Today is Monday, October the 3rd, 2022. I come to you because I am sure, like myself, you have heard all the crying, all the wailing, all the expressions of agony coming from our detractors, blacklegs, enablers, and you name the rest, following the very patriotic visit of Comrade President Chris to Ground One to visit our refugees on Independence Day, October the 1st. Following this visit, there was pandemonium. People were confused. They didn't know what to say. And then they started coming up with all kinds of conspiracies. You have heard some of the crazy audios. You would wonder what was going through the minds of the authors of those audios. And some were saying, oh, he has gone there to poison our own refugees. And you wonder, if you actually went there for that, wouldn't it be apparent soon after he left that people will be dying? And if anyone has died since he left? Some have said, oh, he's gone there because he's working with La Republic. I think that statement has been overused and it has lost its value. It doesn't have any meaning anymore because it's been so abused. And then, of course, I heard this, or I watched this video from this very shameless guy, calls himself Paul Nillong, trying to blame Comrade Chris or to act as if he cares about Comrade Chris's late wife more than Comrade Chris. And he was trying to ask why he would leave his late wife still in the mortuary and go to Ground One. And was acting as though caring for the dead was now more important than caring for the living. And to him, I would refer him, since he says he's someone who've read the Bible, and it's so puzzling how a lot of people come up to say they know the Bible, and yet they're so clueless. I'll refer Paul Nillong to Luke chapter 9, 59 to 60. When Jesus called a man to come and follow him to be one of his disciples, and the man said, let me go and bury my father first, and then I'll come and follow you. And what did Jesus say? Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Those of you listening to this audio, please send it to Paul Nillong. Let him learn a lesson from it. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. So the question is, are the dead more important than the living, according to Paul Nillong? You see, when this story of Comrade Chris's visit to Ground One first broke, these people, not knowing what to do, tried to deny it. Then they saw all the pictures and the videos that came out. And even one of theirs, this crazy lady in Nigeria who likes to make some really crazy audios, came out and confirmed it that indeed she has seen Comrade Chris' body and soul in Calabar, Nigeria, so they didn't know what else to say. So they then started coming with all these crazy ideas, saying, oh, La Republic affiliation, that's why he went there, this and that. Of course, we know why they are doing it. They are doing it. And one thing Paul Nillong said, oh, how can you leave your wife, who is yet to be buried, to go on a political engagement? I'm saying, no, this is not a political engagement. he went there to visit our suffering refugees who are still alive. His wife is already dead. Whether he goes to Nigeria or not will not bring back his wife. And he went further to say that in a war front, fighters don't leave their dead ones behind, or they bury their dead ones before going back to war. And I'm saying, what war is he talking about? How many wars have you seen? How many times have you seen a soldier who decide to expose himself to be killed because he's trying to save another one who is already dead, not that he's wounded? How many times have you seen that? You only do it when it's safe enough to do that. If you expose yourself to be killed because you're trying to save your colleague that's already dead, then you're stupid. Because you're exposing yourself to be taken out again, making one more person less than the battalion. That is at the war front. You only retrieve the dead when it's safe to do so. Okay? So, but the question is, why are they weeping so bad? Why are they weeping more than the bereaved? In this case, Comrade President Chris. You're pretending as if you care about the passing of his wife, as if when you heard of the passing of his wife, did you send him a word of condolence? Did you send him a word of condolence to show that you care about him? Or you want to come now and shed crocodile tears when it was time to sympathize with him? You were nowhere to be found. You didn't do a damn thing. And now you want to pretend as if you care more than himself. They are not weeping for Comrade Chris or for Comrade Chris's wife. They are weeping because they have been exposed. Sako received the most money in this struggle. He received the most money, more than any other leader. But he squandered it on all kinds of failed projects, and with Johnny Gewan and the others. They squandered the money, mismanaged it, embezzled it even, used it to pay his rents and salary. He could not get up to go anywhere to make an effort to push for our liberation. He did not make any attempt to go and visit our refugees for 4 good years. Sako single-handedly has been the most destructive leader ever to lead our revolution, because he introduced this virus of surrogacy and conspiracy theories meant to destroy our any potential opposition. It is so funny that Marianta came in and was promising to do better, but she too has just copied exactly what Sako was doing, and she was influenced by Abongwa, who was, of course, Sako's assistant in all these machinations to destroy other potential opponents. So the reason you hear all this crying is because they have been exposed for the fraud they are. Sako has been exposed for the fraud that he is. And because for 4 years, Sako locked himself in a house that was paid for with our contributions. Couldn't even leave the house to go to Congress, which is just located a few blocks from his house. As a matter of fact, Sako could have walked to Congress if he wanted. But he refused to do it because Ambazonia's freedom was not and still is not his priority. It is not his priority. Everything Sako did was just a motive to get more money from Ambazonians. He didn't do it because he wanted to do it. He did it just to show that, okay, see what I'm doing, give me more money. That was his way of doing things. And now here comes Comrade Chris, a true patriot, a man who is willing to risk his own life for the nation and the people he loves. And all of a sudden, the hypocrites and the charlatans find themselves exposed, and they are coming up with all manner of crazy ideas and conspiracies just to soil the reputation of Comrade Chris and the great job that he is doing. I'm sorry for you, because the Ambazonian people know the truth when they see it. They can tell the fake from the original. Comrade Chris is the original, and Sako and other jokers out there are all fake. While Comrade Chris risked his life to be with our refugees, Sako sent a big banner with his image on it. As if that was not enough, he printed T-shirts with his image again on it, and he distributed them to the refugees to go out there and march. That is the way Sako celebrated his own Independence Day. And he compared our poor refugees to wear these damn T-shirts to go out there and march with his image. What a poor use of resources. And the money used for all that came from poor, gullible Ambazonians who still give him their money. I blame you for encouraging this bad behavior. You take money, instead of using it to buy resources and give to our boys on the ground, you go and print banners, you print T-shirts to give to people to wear and march to show that you are in charge when you know you have been impeached and removed. No doubt the struggle went nowhere under Sako, despite having the most amount of money put in his hands. This man had so much money, millions of dollars went through Sako's hands, and there was nothing to show for it. Failed project after failed project, lava storm, draft, this and that, president's basket, you name the rest, all that squandered. Sako is the most incompetent and corrupt person ever to lead this struggle. He was all about protecting himself through surrogacy and character assassinations. He will always frame up anyone that was seen to be a threat to his so-called power with conspiracies about potential opponents. You see, when you see someone like Abdul Karim at one time, they say, "Oh, he's working for La Republique. He's working for La Republique." Now, La Republique is now holding Abdul Karim, and he's sitting in jail there. I don't hear Uchiba Nelson and the Paul Nillong saying anything about it now. They were saying he was working for La Republique. Why then is La Republique holding him now and keeping him in a dungeon if he was working for them? And this is what Sako is good at, painting people black so that he is the only shiny one standing out there. You say, Mr. President, you sit tight person doing nothing to move the struggle forward. And he did all this through his hitman, Uchiba Nelson. That was his hitman. When he identified someone that they were going to bring down, he would send Uchiba Nelson, and he would start writing all kinds of conspiracies about that person. And before you know it, people start believing. But they have they have overreached, and their crookedness has been exposed. And nobody believes anything that comes from them anymore, and rightly so. You see, the Uchiba Nelsons and the likes of Paul Nillong, and they did all that in order to preserve Sako as the everlasting emperor. What a crook. Sako is fighting a lost battle now. The game is over. It's completely over. His fraud has been exposed, and Ambazonians know him for the crook he is. You can no longer pull the black cloth over the eyes of Ambazonians. We now have a true leader who cares about the people. And the Ambazonian people are appreciating everything that Comrade Chris is doing. You see, this man who is willing to risk his life for the freedom of his people. And they are willing to give him a chance to do just that. All of this noise out there and the wailing and the crying will not change a thing. It will not change a thing. Ambazonian people now know that Comrade Chris is the man to take them to freedom. Black is black and white is white, and it is as clear as can be at this point. And the Ambazonian people can tell the difference now. It is a welcome relief to have a leader or a president who really cares about the people. Not one who sits there and cooks up stories, lie after lie, fraud after fraud, conspiracy after conspiracy, just to destroy others while sitting there doing nothing, being a Facebook president. We are over that now. We have a leader who's willing to move and shake things, make things happen. And Ambazonians are appreciating it, and they are rallying around him. And you sit and wait and see how the next few months will be. So Paul Nillong can cry as much as he wants, pretending to care about Comrade Chris's late wife more than himself. But when it was time to express the condolence for the passing of his wife, you said nothing. You did not send a word of condolence. Now you want to come and pretend. What a crook yourself. Say you read the Bible. Go and read the Bible well, my friend, before you come here opening your mouth and without knowing what you're saying. Okay? Nonsense.